I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
Race number 3 will be the start of the big one. It is the start of the Pick 6, and you'll have to look sharp because the time to jot down and have your bets on will be 13:35. That's 25 to 2. This is a maiden plate for fillies and mares, and the distance is 1,200 meters. Latest scratchings when the field goes up there. Well, we got 3 scratchings at the time of recording. Number 1, Queen Mercury is out. Number 6, Run Again is out, and number 9, Winter Journey is out. And if you take out those 3, well, 8 runners now will go to post in leg number 1. Before we start on the selections, well, just having a look at exotic dividends, especially the Pick 6 around the country. If you get it right, it's always a handsome payday for you.
Yes, absolutely. The most important thing about a Pick 6, I think, is the structure. If you can get the structure right, find the races where you need to go shorter and where you have to go wider. I think you should be in the box seat.
How many times after, when you do a post-mortem, you just feel so done in and you just want to pull your hair out because it looks so easy after, especially when you get horses that look good things in the race and you banker them, but where you wanted to go field, you try and restrict runners and get a bigger percentage, and you get one result in the Pick 6 and boom, the dividend is there.
Absolutely, Dizan. I think the worst part is when you, in a 9-horse field, when you go 5 or 6 horses, and then the 3 horses that you don't include finish first, second, and third. And I guess that's the annoying part because in those type of races, I think you should go field, and those are the races that produce the dividends.
Well, at least yourself and your mates and I, we can say we've already caught a Pick 6 together. I like playing perms with mates, and Rael and his mates and I, well, we've got a big one, but it was a percentage. That was a happy day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good day. Nice payouts we got as well, so it was good.
Yeah, that was a nice way to end off 2021. This leg, the first leg of the Pick 6, how you see it? How many horses?
I'm going to include 3 horses in this race. These the 5 Amarandi, 10 Sky Cafe, and then the 11-horse Raspberry Beret. And how do you see it? How many would you go shorter or a bit wider?
I'm going to go with the top 2 in the betting. I think that the market is 100% here. 5 Amarandi and 10 Sky Cafe. Well, the run that I'm going to judge both these horses are on that Our Emily form line. I know that was on the turf, but Sky Cafe, who is the second choice in the betting market, actually finished in front of number 5 Aramandi that day. And that form line is one of the stronger form lines here in KZ. And I'll read it out because I jotted it down. Number 2, Yatta, has been a subsequent winner. Angel of Justice has won. Of course, Amarandi was 5th in that race. 6th was Miss Gibson, that has won. 7, Poppy of Bayou has won. 8, Faithful Mistress has won. 9, Ladies' Day has run 2nd and 2/3. Indo Marvel was 10th, that has won in Quebeca. And 11, Green Sleeves has come out to run 3rd. That's a super powerful form line behind Our Emily. And if I'm not mistaken, that day, Our Emily was actually tipped by you as well, Rael. So that form line is held up very well. Don't know what happened last time out to number 10, Sky Cafe. I just don't know. There's nothing obvious reported beside being the jockey saying I felt something amiss. Short right 4 was just eased out of the race. So that could be the reason for this horse, not running the way she was supposed to, with her form representing that's her penultimate start. So I'm going to forgive her for that last start. I'm going to go on trust that her well-being will be 100%. And if she reproduces that penultimate start, I think she could actually beat number 5, Aramandi. So that's going to be my top 2 selections, 10 to beat 5. For 3rd, I'm going with 8, Getrix, and 4th, 11, Raspberry Beret.
I think that Amarandi could just be the right one. I know that Sky Cafe did get the better one behind Our Emily, but Amarandi had a terrible draw to contend with, 14 out of 14, and she ran on really nicely to finish 5th, just beaten over 2.5 lengths. And then her penultimate run, when just touched off by Angel of Justice, I think she was really green on that day, and she hung towards the center of the track. With the experience under the belt, I think you can ignore last run. She was slow out and didn't really get into the race, and when beaten by Top Honors, think you can expect a much better effort from her. She's neatly drawn this time around with Warren Kennedy in the saddle. And for me, she could be the right one in the race. Sky Cafe, I have the utmost respect for her with the polytrack experience. Yes, she may have run 5th, well beaten, but she did probably need the run, and she's going to come on leaps and bounds. And like Dees mentioned, nothing major to report last time out, but I think you can ignore that run and expect a much better effort. And then the 11 horse Raspberry Beret, she went close last time out, beaten half a length by Abracadabra. Seanville retains the ride, and I think that she's another horse to throw in. 3-year-old daughter of Wiley Hall. She's going to improve over the 1200 meter trip, so maybe another horse. And a horse that I think maybe could be some value in the race is the 2-horse Indigo Fields. Now she has her polytrack debut. Her first 2 runs have been decent efforts when she was fancied in the market, beaten favourite on both occasions. And then her 3rd run at Greville, it wasn't her run. And then last time out, I just think she went a bit too quick. Neatly drawn, the blinkers are off, so maybe she's a horse to include into trifectas and quartets.
So there's a few horses there to talk about with regards to trifectas and quartets, and if you're playing it wide in the Pick 6 L. Well, if you're not in the camp of Sky Cafe and Aramundi, judging them on that form line behind our Emily, then you're going to have a look at Raspberry Beret, horse number 11, number 8, Gesketrix, and maybe for larger perms, if you're looking for the result, number 2, Indigo Fields. But I think Pick 6 in closing, 5 and 10, or are you going to include your 3rd choice as well?
I will throw in the 11 horse Raspberry Beret, but the 5 and 10 do seem to be the principal runners in this lineup, please.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm going to go 5 and 10 here. And Aramundi, well, if she can put that last start behind her, where she was an odds-on favourite, she was so strongly fancied. It looked the right type of race for her. It was a very disappointing run from her. Maybe she can put that behind her. And Sky Cafe can put her last run, which was such a disappointing run from her, but there were valid excuses, something amiss from the jockey, and short ride 4 reported in the computer form. So 5 and 10 look to be the principals in the first leg of the Pick 6.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Interbet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.